Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Speaking Nerd podcast, the place to talk about all things comics, movies, TV, video games, and everything nerdy. So, it's a new month and some new stuff to talk about for today. Well, it's kind of new stuff, it's kind of old stuff, but whatever. I just wanted to talk about it anyway because it seemed interesting to me. And for today's episode, I brought back Batman Ultra. And if you've missed his episode, you can find it on the card up top. So,
are you kidding? Who would miss my episode? It's obviously the only shining crown of your
just throwing it out
podcast.
there. You know, some people might be brand new to this, and some others are not. So, anyway, how you doing, man?
I'm doing. I mean, it's a special year, people,
Special year indeed.
and we're almost done with it. So,
Yeah, almost. It's getting
2
there.
months. 2 months.
Yeah, 2 more months, and then we'll see
Feels
what
fast and slow at the same time.
Yeah, same here. And just it's been all over the place for me, and
Yeah.
It had its highs. It's very few of them, and it's definitely had its lows. So we'll see what these 2 months bring us, and then we'll see how 2021 turns out. I'm hoping.
Let's hope it's not worse.
God, I hope so.
Let's hope we're not getting like an Empire Strikes Back right here.
Oh my God, I hope it goes well. I'm just hoping that it goes better than the disaster that 2020 was.
I'm not sure I can take 365 more days of this.
Of torture. But anyway, we're not here to talk about 2020. We'll save that for another podcast. Today, for our first topic, we're going to start off with the Snyder Cut. So it's happening. I believe they're starting to film some extra stuff. They're doing it as we speak. And over the month of October, we've gotten some casting announcements for the Snyder Cut, which kind of came out of left field, and I wasn't expecting it myself. So,
dude, I mean, there's nothing more left field than that.
Yeah, especially for the first person we have right here, which is Jared Leto, who infamously played the Joker in Suicide Squad, and oh man, God, I could talk about that all day, but to me, I do not like that interpretation of the Joker at all. There is nothing redeeming about it. From the gaudy tattoos and the stupid grill that he has, and just the overall look is
he's basically a pasty white rapper. That's all I can say. That's all I can say without getting really angry.
Basically, I mean, he tried, and
I can't say that he didn't try, but I didn't like his trying.
Just didn't try that. I don't want to say he didn't try at all, but
I just can't. I can't.
Just left a bad taste in everyone's mouth.
It's like eating black licorice.
Yeah, that's one way to go about it. But anyway, he's coming back. We don't know why, just what his role is. We'll come to find out once the Snyder Cut does come out. But how do you feel about this? Because I'm mixed a little bit. I mean, I'm mostly for the worst, but I have some other things to talk about, which I'll get into in a second. But first,
as you know, I have a lot of vehement feelings about the Jared Leto Joker.
Yeah.
Not positive in any respect ever.
No.
But I respect Zack Snyder as a filmmaker. And I very much hope that he can make something good out of what was a garbage fire of a character.
Yeah.
Interpretation.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, like you said, I respect Zack as a filmmaker, and I'm glad that he's finally,
I mean, he
doing
did
his
make Ben Affleck the best Bruce Wayne.
to an extent. Well, I mean,
Like, like, well, actually, let me correct my statement. His Bruce Wayne is tied with Michael Keaton for me.
yeah, I mean, his Bruce Wayne, like, he has a very good like aesthetic. Like, I like the look of his Bruce Wayne,
Yeah, but
and
like, I mean, the reason I'm not saying Christian Bale right here is because he didn't really have a Bruce Wayne like down pat. I mean, it was basically just a rich guy with no substance,
I guess so. I mean,
which is part of the persona, but it's not the full persona.
yeah, it's just an act, and I mean, Christian, he did a good job with.
He did a great job, obviously.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying, Ben Affleck for me did a better Bruce Wayne.
I mean, with Ben's Batman, he just like there wasn't really much of a performance. Like he was just there for the sake of being there. I mean, he
Yeah,
kind of had some stuff going on for him, like the party scene at Lex's house. Like he had some lines here and there, but besides that, there really wasn't much to his Bruce Wayne. Like he just kind of dropped that facade. It felt like he just didn't want to do that anymore, which is interesting. But I mean, there's not really much to it anyway. But so the thing about Jared Leto is because I mean that performance is awful. But another thing that people keep forgetting about it was they like recut that entire movie. So like a majority of the scenes that he was filming or that he did film weren't put into the movie. And what we were left with was just nothing. So I'm hoping that with this Snyder Cut, with him coming back, that, you know, it could be somewhat of a redemption for his version. I mean, it's a pretty high standard, but
could we please get rid of the grill, the stupid tattoos,
yeah.
and the whatever he wears in that movie? I don't want shirtless Joker anymore. I don't want shirtless Joker.
The fucking like the crocodile like purple coat.
Yeah, I hate that.
God.
I mean, just give me something better, which is literally anything else.
Yeah. I just want Joker. Like I just want to see like
Joker.
pure like just pure Joker. Like none of this like gangster bullshit. Like none of the the silly antics, like all the dudes in these weird ass masks just shooting up the place. Like
also none of the I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hurt you. Really, really bad.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Just
no.
Stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
Just stop that. Like
stop it. I mean, you're acting like Sonic fan from YouTube more than actually Joker.
Just picturing him like
about 50% of your audience will actually remember who Sonic fan is.
I'm just picturing him like he's with the dude in the meat locker, and he's just like, I can't wait to show you my toys, and then he goes in the room. It's just all Sonic shit. Yeah, I'm hoping that with this it'll turn out for the better, but I mean, I'm really doubtful because that interpretation itself is
it really threw us for a loop.
It's bad. It's just a bad take, and it's so surprising because after the whole fallout of that, and when Joaquin did his Joker and how he just like
oh yeah, Leto was super.
He was angry. He was mad.
Like, you don't have to act like that. Act like an adult.
Yeah. And then
it's an individual interpretation.
He did Morbius, which was, I guess, in my eyes anyway, it was just him kind of, dumping on DC. Like he's just like, well, if you guys don't care about my version of Joker, I'll just go over and do a Marvel movie because why the fuck not? But let's just hope something good comes out of this. But
Yeah.
but besides Jared Leto, that's not the only casting announcement we got, because Joe Manganiello, who has had a very interesting career, I would say. I mean, us comic book fans know him as Flash Thompson for like the 5 minutes he was in the first Sam Raimi movie, the first Spider-Man
5
movie.
minutes.
It was basically 5 minutes. Like he was just there. He did that whole scene, and then that's it. But he's coming back as Deathstroke.
This is something I'm actually really, really excited for.
Yes, me too.
It's Deathstroke, and we all know how cool he looked in that one scene in Justice League.
Yeah.
And the picture that was released like years and years and years ago for the Batman movie,
mm-hmm.
that is now virtually nothing like it was.
No. Yeah, not only did he have like a great look, which basically was just the Arkham Origins Deathstroke, which is cool enough, and I like that design. But also, like, to me at
Looks
least,
like him.
Yeah, to me, Joe seemed like the perfect fit for that character. Like he seemed perfect for that role, and unfortunately, things didn't really go according to plan. And we had that brief minute, less than that, of him on screen.
To be fair, the last I don't know 10 years or so of DC film have not gone as planned whatsoever.
No. I want to say most of everything since 2008, because Dark Knight Rises, say what you will about that, it's better than pretty much any of the DCEU films combined. But that's subjective, but it was.
It's kind of objectively better than a good amount.
Yeah. You still got good ones like Shazam and
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, if you want to count Aquaman, you go right ahead. But I'd say like the standard kind of just dipped after like 2008 and maybe 2012, if you want to say so. But like I said, I'm excited to see him come back.
I'm really excited. I'm honestly just really excited for this movie.
Yeah. Hopefully this leads to like, some more stuff with him. I'm hoping.
The way DC's going, I don't think anything's off the table anymore.
Yeah. Because, after years of him talking about, Deathstroke and, what the initial plans were, and, the scenes that he filmed and everything, like, it's getting me really pumped up. And I'm hoping that if the Snyder Cut does well, which it probably will, maybe we'll get like a Deathstroke movie. Maybe, I know people have been rumoring about Ben Affleck getting a Batman miniseries.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
I would love that, and him to show up along with him. I think that'd be great.
It would be nice to just give some of them a shot, since like Joe Manganiello, we don't know if he's gonna ever appear in any other DC property outside of the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
So if this gives them a shot to just make some stuff before this kind of evaporates, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Like get to see some of this Deathstroke, maybe see some more Ben Affleck. We're obviously going to see him in Flash, which is really exciting.
Yeah, and completely out of left field too, but
yeah, bright future for DC.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be a bright road ahead for DC. We got a lot of awesome projects coming along, and we'll see what happens. And
we'll see what happens.
But anyway, on to our next topic, which is about Titans. Now, I don't watch Titans. You know,
Nor do I.
I don't care about the show. It never really appealed to me at all. I mean, I'm familiar. I know what happens in the show because of other YouTubers that have talked about it.
Yeah.
So it's basically given no reason for me to watch it.
I
But
mean, like when I watched that clip when it was like first starting F Batman, I
yeah.
just laughed.
The thing that got me was when they first showed off Titans at like San Diego Comic-Con or something like that. They had that trailer and it looked like it was cut by the same people who make like Riverdale. Like it was just an awful, awful trailer. But yeah, that scene in particular, like it'll never not be funny for
It's just bad.
yeah.
Also, another thing. I mean, do you know about the thing that happened in the finale?
Um, are you talking about Nightwing at all, or
No, I'm
what do you
talking
mean? What do you mean?
Wonder Girl.
Oh yes, yeah,
That made me cringe. Like that made me physically cringe.
yeah,
So bad.
yeah.
So bad.
So I mean, it's a bad show, but it's not to say that some good stuff has come out of it. I mean, you got some really impressive costumes for some people. Others just, you know, they didn't have anything to go with, so they're just like in street clothes and
I mean, from what I've seen, the fighting's pretty good.
yeah, I mean,
Not like film grade.
it's passable.
Yeah. I mean, it's not for me, obviously.
Yeah, no, this is not a show for me. But I mean, it has its fans, and you know,
I still don't get how someone who has the powers of Wonder Woman gets killed by electrocution. Electrocution. How?
I don't know, man.
I mean, how? Like, what were they thinking? Oh, we're just gonna kill her off,
Just
by
yeah,
electrocution. Someone who basically has the powers of Superman.
you know, she can go down pretty easily. Like I'm betting Wonder Woman will be like nothing.
Like, how did she not die in the first episode? How?
I don't know. Anyway, the news that I want to talk about was for this next season, they've been teasing Red Hood
Oh
because
yeah, I saw
apparently
that.
Jason left at some point. Who gives a shit? But anyway, we got a reveal for what the suit will look like for the Red Hood, and honestly, it's pretty perfect. Like I actually love the suit.
It looks great.
Yeah. You know, he's got the signature like helmet that looks awesome. You know, the brown jacket, the body armor underneath with like the kind of red logo. They're not doing like the red bat, but I mean it's something, I guess. So
It may
on
happen at some point.
yeah, I'm sure when they all like kiss and make up, like they're he'll like repaint or
He could spin off into Red Hood and the Outlaws.
he could, you know,
Just saying.
get that
DC, pay me some money.
so get on that HBO Max.
Yes.
So even though I love that suit, like I love the overall look of the suit, I just like out of all the stuff that I've watched for Titans, like I'm not happy with this version of Jason Todd.
I don't like the actor because he annoys me.
Yeah. Like not only is he
Like,
just like
no
he's just
offense, but he's kind of bratty.
yeah. Yeah. Like I watched some clips of the second season like right before he left and he's whining to forget her name, but he's like whining like a little bitch, and I'm just like, it's like this is Red Hood. This is what we're gonna see in season 3. Seriously? But yeah, that's the only thing, like the only takeaway from this that bothers me is that we're gonna get Red Hood. They're not gonna do the whole death of Jason because they kind of already did that earlier in season 2.
I think there's a thing. There was like at the end of one episode, he was falling, and then there was a vote.
Yeah.
Whether or not he should die.
Yeah.
So I don't even remember what happened. What happened with that?
I don't care what happened, but
I don't really care.
Anyway, he becomes a bitch. He leaves,
yeah.
and now like we're gonna get this. It's kind of sad because there's so much potential you can do with Jason, and it's just gonna be squandered. I feel.
I mean, yeah. I mean, how can you even do the story without Batman?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is weird. It is such a weird thing, but
Are you talking about the show or this?
just the show. Like it's just. I mean, this is part of it, but like the whole thing is just—it's so stupid thinking about it. But
Yeah.
So yeah, final thoughts. Great suit. Disappointing that it's happening in this show.
I always imagine Jensen Ackles as Red Hood.
Yeah.
Because he was so great. His voice is so great.
To me, Jensen Ackles is Jason Todd.
Yeah. Plus, didn't he want to do it in live action?
Yeah, he did. I think he just wants to do anything comic book related in live action.
Dude, I've been campaigning for him to be Batman.
You know what? I'd be totally down with that.
I don't get why they're not whatever you say about CW, but I've been campaigning for him to be like Batman in that sense,
He'd be great for like a TV series, like for a Batman series where like.
Yeah, but they decided to make some random guy that they already used before, like an Arrow for Batman, which was really disappointing.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen? There's a photo of Jensen Ackles. I guess it was just a Halloween costume or whatever, and it's him.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah. I mean, so damn good, but yeah. But honestly, I love him as Red Hood. Like to me, he is and always will be Jason. And I was thinking about it because they did that Death in the Family movie, which came out, and
yeah.
It makes me sad that he didn't come back for that. I mean, I know why. I guess why, but
wait, he didn't come back?
No.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I haven't even gotten it yet.
I don't know. I don't know why they would tie it in at all with Under the Red. I mean, I get it, but like they could have just done a separate thing on its own. And
yeah.
Because Under the Red Hood, it's perfect enough as its own thing. So there doesn't need to be more.
This potentially screws it up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's even worse because it's not like an A to B kind of movie. It's a choose your own adventure movie. Like it's interactive. So, I mean, it's a neat idea given how.
Just don't mess with the pre-existing property, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I guess we should just move on to the next thing. But Batwoman, which is another show that I have no interest in. I do not care for. I tried to watch it for like maybe an episode or two, but
I tried to watch it for a while, but I do not like it.
Yeah. It's just bad. It's bad. Just
the writing is extremely poor, and anyone who says like I don't like women because I don't like it, that's not it. I mean, I would love to have a good Batwoman show.
Yeah,
but it's not just good writing.
It's such a shame because Ruby Rose, like when she was in Elseworlds, like I thought she was awesome. Like
she was really great in Elseworlds.
Yeah, I loved her in Elseworlds. But then when she got her own series, just like that standard just like hit rock bottom. And it just became worse and worse and worse from there. And I mean, obviously, like she left the show, and they ended up having a new actress become Batwoman, which
it's like Javisha something.
I'm not sure I can't remember her name, and I mean I know the name, but I just don't want to pronounce it.
I still don't know. I still don't know why they're doing some complicated storyline. They could have just done this. They just could have done like a Val Kilmer situation.
Yeah, just recast like. I mean that would have been hard because Ruby was kind of like she really connected to that role, I guess, because she had a good start, and then like
I don't get why the show's so bad. Like, she's a film actor.
yeah. I remember
It just pains me.
it's funny because I just watched something the other day, and it was her talk. It was Ruby Rose talking to Jimmy Fallon, and he asked her, "Was like, why did you leave the show?" Like, he's like, "You never really told anyone." He's just like, "Oh, me and the writers were talking, and there really wasn't anywhere for this character to go." And I'm like, "That's bullshit." It's like that's just them covering their ass. Like,
Yep.
so even though I don't watch the show, I kind of know what happens at the end, and basically, Hush has a makeover and turns into Bruce Wayne. So I guess they're just gonna kind of leave that hanging, or at least for on Ruby's case, they're just gonna push her out somehow, and have this new girl show up as Batwoman. I mean, it's basically just going to be the first season over again, or how it starts. Like, it's just that it's going to be that again. And
I feel like, I mean, don't want to be hating on CW right now. I mean, I love some of the shows for what they are. Like, I was a big fan of Arrow. I was a big fan of Flash. I was for like 2 seasons.
mm,
Here again, I was a big fan of Supergirl for a couple seasons, but they've kind of all gone to the, garbage.
I think I mentioned this during the DC fandom episode, but like when it comes to the CW shows, like for me, Arrow and Flash first 2 seasons were like at its peak, and when I was actually watching the show, and then after that I just kind of slipped away. And
5 was great too.
For Arrow,
Yeah,
Arrow. Yeah, it's like flat.
Five for Flash was terrible.
Bad.
Garbage.
Man, but so with the Batwoman, they've talked about it, what they're doing with the show. They've teased the suit, but actually, not too long ago is when we finally got the suit reveal for the new Batwoman. And honestly, everything looks good except for the mask.
Yeah.
I honestly hate the mask they went with. And they did the same thing with Ruby's costume.
She should just get her own costume.
Yeah.
If they're going to do like a full on, she's a new Batwoman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
if they're trying to like differentiate themselves from the other Batwoman, they could have just done something completely different, and I would have been okay with it. But it's basically a slightly better version of Ruby's costume, but
basically. I mean, you know what's funny?
What's that?
Kate Kane in this universe has to have the shortest career of crime fighting ever.
Yeah.
Just 1 year.
Just 1 year. I'm wondering how the other shows are going to be affected by that. Like when they eventually do their next big crossover, like this Batwoman's just going to show up as like, who are you?
It's not like Kate Kane and Kara were like, building a bond in the last crossover.
I mean, they had some kind of bond, but it wasn't like
it wasn't a great bond, but it's not like they dedicated an entire episode to it.
No. They had their tease in Elseworlds, and then they kind
World's Finest.
Yeah. And then they just had the little thing in Crisis, and
I hate Crisis with my entire heart.
For me,
I'm just gonna say that, right?
Crisis had a lot of good moments in there, kind of sprinkled in, but overall it is bad.
That's it. Moments, like momentarily, you can be enjoyable, but overall, it's incredibly disappointing.
I mean, to be honest, you're only watching it because of the cameos and the references to the wider like scope of other DC movies and TV shows.
That's basically the only redeeming quality about it.
Yeah.
Except for Brandon Routh.
You didn't like Brandon Routh's Superman?
No, I mean, I don't see that as just a cameo. I mean, until they just took him out, which was lame.
Yeah, I wish we got more with that because he was great.
Like, I wanted a kind of endgame battle where they brought back Brandon Routh, they brought back Tom Welling. I kind of wanted a redemption for Kevin Conroy, evil Batman.
Yeah.
And have them fight against the Anti-Monitor and bring back some villains from their shows.
You know, maybe like Reverse Flash or
Dark Archer, Prometheus, Rain.
Yeah.
Vandal Savage maybe, but Legends already messed that up.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have loved to see something like that, but I mean,
The last episode was absolute garbage.
it was just filler. But they already had their big final battle, and then
they messed up the ending too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Oliver sacrificed himself to defeat the Anti-Monitor. Nope.
Yeah. So here's this new universe with all of our shows put into it, and
CW verse.
It's not going to make any ounce of difference whatsoever.
Yep.
Anyway,
for
the new Batwoman suit looks good. I hate the mask. I always have ever since season 1. But
it's always been pretty bad.
Yeah. I like the mask they used in Elseworlds. Like that looked good. And then
it was really great. I mean, literally everything about Batwoman in Elseworlds was great.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't.
Yeah. And then it just went straight downhill, like off
it
the
became
cliff.
CWE.
Yeah, it's just garbage. It's this melodramatic soap opera garbage.
And I'm an avid supporter to the CW, but I see it for what it is. It can have high highs, but the lows are really, really low.
Really low.
Really low.
Yeah, like
and the highs are pretty much gone.
Like distractingly low. Yeah, the best part of the Arrowverse, like, is just
it's all gone.
Yeah.
And this last Flash season, it's not the last season, obviously, but it was really bad.
Yeah, it's like getting there. Like I feel like it's just like after this next season coming up, they're just gonna say like, oh, well, we're done.
I mean, Supergirl's donezo.
Supergirl's done. I think Legends is done too.
Once Flash is gone, if Legends is still there, it'll be gone.
Yeah. I mean, for me, Legends has been on the decline since like season 1.
I mean, they've basically only been slightly holding on.
Yeah.
And Mark Guggenheim is gone too.
Yeah.
He's jumped ship after Crisis.
This is his baby. He's just like, no, I don't want anything to do with it anymore. Oh, man. So sad.
So sad.
Anyway, it's sad, but I mean, it may be a good thing for some. So,
yeah,
anyway.
depending on the person.
He still gives a shit about the universe.
Yeah, who gives a crap about it?
Okay.
Well,
Anyway, next, talking about the Batman.
this is actually a topic I care about.
Yeah. So they've been filming for October. They started filming again, and usually with this, you get set pics and all that jazz. And some interesting things have come out of these set photos. The one that the one that I want to talk about right now is, or the one that sticks out to me the most, is the extras, or maybe they could be just crew members, but they're wearing like Superman and like Wonder Woman costumes.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It looks really interesting.
So, what do you think about this?
Confirmation that somewhere in this Reeves verse, which I'm now coining,
Yeah.
there's a Trinity to be made. A Superman and a Wonder Woman.
Mm. Yeah. To me, this is either saying that, this is a hint at, the larger world that Matt Reeves has, or this could just be like, maybe in this world, Superman and Wonder Woman and the rest of them are just like fictional characters, and the only
I
hero.
seriously doubt that, though.
Yeah.
It's Matt Reeves. He does everything for a reason.
Mm-hmm. And I'm really curious to see what they do with this, because
I do too.
it's so weird because it's just so out of left field, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But
Is there even a left field anymore?
apparently not, according to DC.
Are there fields?
Nothing is off the table.
It's one big ballpark.
Yeah. And everybody's doing home runs.
Mm-hmm.
Besides those set photos that caught my eye, you got like, some other stuff that they were doing. They have the scene like with Catwoman and Batman like riding off on a motorcycle. Batman like standing over the top of some building looking at Gotham, I guess, if you want to put it like that.
Gargoyle.
He's Batmaning. He's just Batmaning.
Finally, we get a gargoyle. Well, actually, correction. There were gargoyles in the Tim Burton movies.
I want to say we
fact.
also got one in like Batman Begins, but
Maybe.
because there's that scene of him after he's down at the shipping yard. It's just him standing over some rooftop, like that has. It looks like it could have gargoyles, but
I'm very pro gargoyles.
me too. To me, Batman and gargoyles pretty much goes together like peanut butter and jam. Like, it's just, you can't like take those two things apart.
Definitely.
But I'm still excited. I cannot wait for this movie to come out. The more that I think about it, the more that I get upset, because like,
I'm really mad
yeah,
at COVID in 2020.
mm-hmm.
Oh wait, you're gonna get demonetized now.
Well, these videos are never monetized anyway, but start.
What is monetization anymore?
They just strike me anyway. So it's like, oh. But yeah, I can't wait for the movie to come out, and it looks awesome, and I'm hoping that we get to see something soon, relatively soon. Like I'm thinking the next time we get to see anything will be early 2021, but that's just me. What do you think?
January, February, I hope.
Yeah.
That's all I have at this point.
That's all we have to look forward to.
Hope. Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. He's our Lord and Saviors.
Yes.
Well, bring us out of the darkness.
Yes.
Stupid. But anyway, last topic that I want to talk about. I guess it's pretty much over now, but I mentioned this not last episode, but the one before it, that Game Informer was doing coverage for Spider-Man Miles Morales, and I'm pretty sure that they're finished up now. So I just wanted to go through, talk about what we see, like some new things that we, that they showed off and that we're looking forward to, and how this will come into play later, I guess. I don't know how to word it, but anyway, let's just go with that. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was the opening of the game, which if you don't want to know what we're talking about, I recommend just clicking off now. Could be spoiler
territory.
In there, spoiler territory. So if you don't want to hear about it, leave now.
Click off this video and never come back.
Yes. But hit that bell anyway.
Just hit that bell. Hit that sexy subscribe button.
Please do it. I'm desperate.
Do it.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, first off, they pretty much told us what the opening of the game is going to look like. Peter and Miles are doing a prisoner transfer, and then all of a sudden, Rhino busts out, and we have this huge chase that'll lead to a boss fight. And honestly, I'm actually pretty stoked for this.
I'm really excited for this game, actually.
Yeah, me too. Like, just everything about it I'm excited for. And one thing that I'm excited about for this in particular is that we get another chase with a supervillain, because we didn't really get that in Spider-Man PS4. I mean, you had Shocker, which that was fun.
Yeah, you had the Shocker.
But besides that, there really wasn't anything much else. Like, not a whole lot.
When you count when the whole city was in the chaos and you had to take out Elektra's towers.
I'd say no.
It's kind of a semi chase.
It was a set piece for like an objective, but
yeah.
I wouldn't really call that a chase necessarily. And it's such a shame too, because the traversal mechanics for Spider-Man PS4 are amazing. And
it's made for chasing.
Yeah. It's weird to me why they wouldn't capitalize on it more. Like there's a point in the game where like, Vulture is bringing you to some location for a boss fight. I mean, that could have been a perfect opportunity to have that with Vulture. Maybe Electro too. But they didn't do that.
But this is the game for all the missed opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And I'm gonna get to one point after this, but how do you feel about Rhino coming back? Like even if it is just a small, bit boss fight. Because to me, like, I liked Rhino, but there really wasn't any. It's
intriguing, but I want a bigger variety of villains.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, besides Rhino, like there's
where's the Spider Slayer, guys? Where's the Spider Slayer?
Where's Sandman? Where's Mysterio?
Sandman?
Mysterio, like Lizard.
Where is the Chameleon?
That is a burning question that everybody has been wondering.
Exactly. And where is... I don't know how to answer the question that I was about to ask. So I'm going to let's do what you were going to do.
Okay,
too long.
So anyway, next thing I wanted to talk about was some gameplay improvements that I noticed, and they kind of touched upon. The main one that I noticed was for stealth, because if you remember in Spider-Man PS4, you couldn't really do any takedowns on the wall or the ceilings. But for Miles Morales,
Oh
they're
yeah.
adding that back in, which was one of the things that I really liked about the Amazing games. The fact that you could do these takedowns from a wall and from a ceiling, and I'm glad that they're paying attention to stuff like that. And
Yeah, I have a lot of faith in this team
yeah,
because they obviously understand Spider fans well.
mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely have a good grasp on this type of gameplay, and just Miles as a character. One of the things I'm really excited about is the incorporation of Miles's powers, like his unique skill set with the camouflage and his like venom blast.
Electricity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that could be really fun. Hopefully it works out pretty well, which I mean it probably will be, but it's not bad to have a little bit of doubt in there. So, and the last thing I wanted to kind of go over for Miles are the suits that was shown off, because we did get some reveals, some really interesting ones. But I guess the first thing we should talk about is the Spider-Verse outfit. It's pretty much the biggest thing going on for this game right now. And actually, I did a reaction of it, which you can find on the card up top. So be sure to watch that. But honestly,
click that card.
Yeah, do it. Do it, nerds.
Do it. Do it.
Do it now.
Just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it.
I wish I had a soundboard right next to me so I could just hit that unironically.
Yes.
So, we knew that the Spider-Verse suit was coming in the game. And I mean, it was kind of leaked out. I mean, it was leaked out anyway because of some retail place. I think it was Walmart that had it in as part of their pre-order.
Of course, stuff. Walmart.
Yeah, I thought it would have been like GameStop or something, but no. But it just had to be Walmart.
Dude, GameStop is dying.
Yeah, pretty much. But besides the Spider-Verse outfit, we got one of the ones that standed out to me the most was they gave that variant suit, like the 2020 issue. I don't know if you've seen that one, where he's got like the Daft Punk helmet that
oh yeah,
in the light up fingers. Like that was pretty cool. The suit that I wanted the most, and they just showed it off like yesterday or maybe the day before, but it was Miles's first costume, where he has the Peter Parker colors and like these like football pad things on his elbows and knees. That's in the game. I'm happy to see that. They showed off more of the tracksuit, which is the second or one of the pre-order outfits. I mean, it looks cool, to me anyway. And I think the biggest takeaway from everybody, besides the Spider-Verse suit, is the Spider-Cat outfit. But how do you feel overall with the suit selection that they showed off for Miles Morales?
I do request that if we get another trailer, that they have Homer Simpson, do Spider-Cat.
Correction, that was Spider-Pig, and he's not in the game.
Exactly. We need Spider-Pig.
Yeah.
I want a Spider-Pig costume.
I would love it if they just did like a side mission, like he just comes out of nowhere. Because besides that, all
Yes.
you have is that cameo he did at the end
I'm
of
just
Shattered Dimensions.
overall excited.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited.
Spider Cat does remind me of the cat I saw in. I watched Alien the other day.
Oh yeah.
It's a cat that survives the entire.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
I wonder
about.
if it's the same.
He looks like the same breed, but
I mean, it's just overall, it's awesome.
yeah. So, last question I wanted to ask you is, are you playing this on PS4? Because I am. I can't afford
Yeah,
PS5.
I'm definitely. I'm not buying a PS5 because, and I will shout this from the rooftops.
Yeah.
It's a waste of money. Yeah, I mean, because it's one. Just can I say a few things before everybody goes after me and my family?
Go ahead.
Um, one,
It's your funeral.
Sony is incredibly anti-consumer, which is obvious, and it's kind of the same deal with why I will never buy an iPhone. There's always going to be another upgrade, and it's always not going to live up to it being better than the one before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm satisfied with the PS4 for right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the two
I'll
major
let everybody
things.
go after me now.
Yeah, that was the two major things that I kept thinking about was not only was it super expensive, thing is like $500 American and $600 Canadian, which
$600 Canadian?
yeah,
My
it's like
gosh,
630
that's
something,
highway robbery.
pretty much.
I mean,
So
I got the Xbox, but I split it
mm,
with another person.
mm,
So I only had to pay like $200.
yeah.
So
So not only that, thing is just fucking huge. Like, have you seen the size
it looks
comparisons?
ridiculous.
It is insanely huge, and I have nowhere to fit it at all.
Also, what's with the white aesthetic? I mean, that hasn't been popular since like 2005.
To be honest, I like it. I mean, I like it because it's something different. Like compared to the last generation consoles, which is basically like
They were all the
black.
same thing.
Yeah, it's just all black, like maybe like a hint of blue and like white, but like that's it.
I miss
They
the
just,
alternate models for systems.
mm-hmm.
Like, do you remember the R2D2? It was the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like stuff like that.
I remember I wanted when I first got a PS4, I wanted to get the Arkham Knight edition, which was like all silver, and had like he had a kind of silhouette of Batman on top of it. Like to me, that looked pretty cool.
And obviously, that game was so worth it.
It was worth it to get a console all to itself, but I mean, even the Spider-Man bundle, like, I mean, it was bland as fuck because it was just a red PS4 with a white spider on it, but it looked different, and it wasn't just an all black like thing.
And
It was
sometimes different is all we could ask for.
yeah. So for the PS5, I like that they're changing it up a bit, like because you have your black in there, but also a little bit of white, to to split things up. But like,
And it kind of looks like you could, make it into a lamp,
yeah.
an eclectic lamp.
But the thing is so fucking huge. Like I'm not kidding. If I had one right now, it'd be about the size of my entertainment center.
It's basically the size of, for some people, your neck to your head.
Yeah, it's massive. So if I'm ever going to get a PS5, which at some point I probably will, because next generation
because
games,
because
like,
we're consumers.
yeah, I'm going to wait for like a slim model, like something that won't look that won't take over everything in my entertainment center.
I might wait until next gen.
Yeah. Like the next gen after.
Yeah, the PS6.
PS6. Oh man. Well,
At
you're
some
probably
point, at some point, they're gonna have to think of a more inventive title than just another number.
yeah.
Like with the iPhones, they're on like iPhone 11 now.
Yeah. Yeah,
And I do not own
they
an
probably
iPhone.
will never do that. Like I know Xbox for a certain is just gonna keep coming up with random as fuck names,
Yep, the Xbox One X.
but yeah, like PlayStation, they already have system in check. Like they got something going, and they're probably not gonna stop at that. So it's it's so so strange.
So strange.
Um, but anyway, that's it for the podcast.
Do you want to talk? This is just out of my hat, imaginary hat that I do not have. Do you want to talk about like what you got going, and I could talk about what I got going?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to thank Batman Ultra for joining me yet again. Kind of spurred the moment, but we pulled through, and
You pulled through.
now I got to worry about next week,
You got to worry about tomorrow.
the day after that, and the day after that. But yeah. Anyway, what do you got going on, and where can they find you?
You can find me behind them right now, in this moment.
That's creepy as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
But they can also find me under the name Batman Ultra 7, which I hope you have it linked in your description or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably will.
I'm doing everything, man. I'm writing currently like a lot of screenplays. Like
You got your screenplays. You got your
probably too many.
podcasts.
I'm,
You
I'm,
got.
I'm, I'm not sleeping at all, obviously.
Same
And
here.
if you don't hear from me in 2 days, I'm dead.
Okay. All right. All right.
I am hoping to become more active in the YouTube sphere.
Hmm.
I'm trying to make more videos more consistently. Also, I just got done like last week. I interviewed. I'm not sure if you know who he is. Steve Orlando.
Name sounds familiar.
The comic book writer. He did the Batman and Shadow series.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
He did the Midnighter series. He's doing Commanders in Crisis right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I interviewed him. That should be up soon.
Awesome.
And he said he's gonna spread the word about that.
Yeah. So, anyway, guys, if you like the podcast, not only do I have the previous episode, which you can find at the very end, like an annotated video, but also next week, every Friday, I usually upload the podcast then. So be sure to tune in next week. We'll see what happens.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah. But if you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff.
Hit that subscribe button.
Links down below to find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And also be sure to join my Discord server because it's looking a little lonely.
Am I even on that?
Probably not, but you can join it, and I will send you the link after we're finished up here. So.
Okay, good.
Anyway, I hope you all have a great night. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves. See ya.
Yeah.